Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is May 19th, and this is your aftermarket update. All right, I want to spend some time here with you today just going through a few things. One, I want to go through and talk to you about how our market maker levels performed here in the market today. I want to then spend just a minute or two going through a setup that we had that was good for $900 on the ES. It was a 3-to-1 reward to risk trade. And then I'm going to show you that trade as we took it in front of a live trading audience here in our day trading chat room. So let's get started by talking about our market maker levels. Now, if you've been around us for any length of time, you know that we have these proprietary support and resistance levels. And the reason that we call them market maker levels is because they were taught to us by a true market maker, someone who spent 30 years trading on the floor of the S&P pits. Now, those levels were modified slightly and brought into the electronic arena, which is what we are trading here today. Now, these levels work because they measure time and price cycles from previous sessions, and then those measurements are projected forward into the coming sessions, and so into the next day sessions. So what you're looking at here right now are the levels that we call our RTH, or regular trading hour levels. Now on the CL at the top chart, you can see that the market traded, and kind of, by the way, we use these levels as stairs on a ladder, or steps on a ladder. And basically, if you cannot make it to the level above, then you're looking for the market to come down to the level below. So in this case, market spent some time this morning rallying just a little bit. Now, what we talked about, if you're in the trade room today, we had one of our sweet spot ideas up here, one of our sweet spot measurements at 38. That also happened to be right here at the ETH session open at 39. And that was sort of a clue that the market was going to hold right there, if it was going to hold rather, that it and not make it up to the RTH signal. That once it broke down through the RTH mid, we should come down and test the step below, and that's exactly what happened here today. So lots of choppy price action. Market finally breaks the volume weighted average price, pulls back into that RTH mid, and then drops all the way down to the tick for your RTH signal. Now in this instance today, that happened to be 71 ticks, and it really came right down to it, didn't close below it, and then as the day progressed, rallied back off of that, and then all the way back up into that same level again, right? And so really cool how that works. Those levels provide you with excellent support and resistance, and they also, not only do they provide you with good entry locations, they also provide you with excellent targets. Now, the ES today was a pretty choppy as well. In fact, we got chopped around just a little bit here. When you get to this trade of the day, you'll see that I'm down a few ticks. As we head into this trade, we do end up getting into this ES trade and running it for 9 points. But before I kind of go through the process of what we were looking at there on that particular trade, I'm going to take off this volume weighted average price and just let you look at the chart clean here. So this is the ETH, or extended trading hour open price. Market opens up just on top of the RTH signal and almost immediately goes up to the target, where it pulls back, goes up to that target level again, and just kind of rotates around that between the ETH session open and just above the RTH mid here, rather. Now, the market did not rally to the step above, very similar to this process that you see up here on the CL. Market could not rally to the step above, comes down, breaks down into the RTH signal, gives you one more chance to get short here at the mid, and then comes all the way down into the close, all the way down to that RTH target. And that's basically where it ended on the day. Now, lots of choppy conditions through here. We were done trading at this point. So let me talk about why I ended up getting in right here and riding this up to this level just below that for 9 points. All right, so what you're looking at here is an RTH session chart, meaning that this is after the open. This is what you see on here is a volume weighted average price. That's the line that runs through here. And then this is just a 2 standard deviation envelope around that price. That's really not that important. What is important to notice here, though, is this is the RTH session open right here at 39.5. Market comes up into the second standard deviation. This, by the way, is a setup. Comes into that second standard deviation, pulls back into your volume weighted average price. That's a pretty good retracement, and that's a really good choppy condition kind of trade setup. I did not take that here today. What we did look at, though, is the market could not get down and close below this RTH session open, and then breaks above and pulls back into the volume weighted average price. And that's where you're going to see me get in today, is at end up getting in at this volume weighted average price here was right at this point was 43.25. Market pulls up just a little, closes above it. I end up getting in right here on the volume weighted average price at 43.5, and then the market rallies all the way up into your target location. Now, I could have taken that off there, and in retrospect, right, hindsight's always 20/20. I could have taken it off at that level up there, but I did not. I ended up getting 9 points instead of 10 points. So I let it pull back about a point on me off of that level. And just sort of interesting to note that you really had this nice trend line moving here until you had this break here. Comes down to your level, pulls back right up back to the same targeting location we had from earlier, and then drops all the way down to that RTH target. So if you look here, this move here, if you were trading this in the afternoon, and I know that there will be guys in our room that were trading this particular possibility, that's 37 points on the ES from this level down to this level. And if you got it the first time, pulled back, got it the second time, if you took it off here, it's about 18 points. If you took it all the way to the completion, that's nearly 37 ES points. So again, I didn't get all of that today, but the opportunity was there. And when you have levels that work like this, and you have confidence in them like I do, then you're able to get in and you can take opportunities. You don't have to, and when there's that much meat on the bone, if you were watching us yesterday, you saw that we took a 21 point times 2 lot ES trade. And again, just a very nice 9 point ES trade to get me up and out of the hole and nice and profitable on the day today. So I'm going to let you watch the actual trade. You're going to see where I get in. I'm going to chop the trade up. I think that trade lasted, gosh, if you look here, this is from 950, yeah, about 940, and finally pulled back. So it's about an hour-long trade. So I'm going to chop it up into pieces. I'll speed up the tape, put some music behind it, and then you'll be able to see where it is that I exit. So what I want you to pay attention to is the P&L at the bottom of the ladders. You'll see that I'm down ticks heading into that trade, and then by the time that trade is over, you'll see that I'm up ticks. All of these trades were taken in front of a live audience in our day trading chat room, and if you haven't done so already, highly encourage you to come in and take a look on the free trial, and we can show you what you are looking at here on a day in and day out basis. So without further ado, here is that OTG traded. So I'm in there at 43.5 on Ninja. You see that down there. The target becomes the RTH signal.